So here's my choice on who should be the next World Heavyweight Champion of Raw. Now things have changed since the draft. My first choice was Bobby Lashley, but I have changed my choice since then because of the draft. My choice is Drew Mack to be the next World Champion, based on the fact that he should turn heel. If he turns heel, I will be a fan of Drew Mack once again because I like him better as a heel. I really want to see the Scottish Psychopath as the world champion back in like 2018. I felt like that character had tons of heat, tons of potential as a world champion. Not this face Drew. Dude, I don't like the Scottish Warrior. I just don't like that character. He was just so corny and cringe on the microphone. I did not like him. I felt like he was forced. Now, my choice for him as the new world champion has zero to do with, he should have his big moment in front of an audience. I'm like, bro, that's stupid. That's dumb, man. That's old, man. That was 3 years ago. Get over it. That's life. It's like, let me tell you a fun fact. Roman Reigns did not win the world title in front of people when he became the tribal chief. Fun fact. Good fucking Lord, man. When he beat Strowman and Bray Wyatt, he did it in the Thunderdome. Let that sink in. What makes Drew Mack so special where he has to be a world champion in front of an audience? Maybe he became the world champion because it was a pandemic. Seriously. Maybe they gave him that belt because Brock was going away. We don't know that, right? So what makes Drew Mack so special where he has to have an audience to be a world champion? It's like, dude, this company has been around for like over 40 plus years, man. What makes him so special where he has to have a title in front of an audience? It's like, look, when he faced Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, he got booed in front of an audience, right? So by that same logic, nobody cares about him being a champion in front of an audience. That's not what this is about. You're not supposed to give a guy a world title just to give him a big moment in front of an audience. Did he earn it? That's the big question. Like, he was booed at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley was cheered over him. So by that same logic, the crowd turned on Drew Mack. It had nothing to do with the Thunderdome. It had nothing to do with not being in front of an audience. Because look, once he got in front of an audience, he was booed. So who is to say Drew Mack would have gotten cheered if he was booed at WrestleMania? Now, he should be the new world champion of Raw because he should be a heel, and I feel like this is their way to keeping Drew Mack under contract because there's rumors that Drew Mack might want to leave if his booking is bad. So if he's booked right, this will convince Drew Mack to stay. So that's why I feel like they will make him a world champion. Now, who should be the world champion, Seth or Drew Mack? I feel like it should be Drew Mack. I feel like Drew Mack deserves it more than Seth Rollins. I feel like right now, he does not need a title. Drew Mack needs a championship. I feel like Seth is over to a point where it don't matter if he ever wins a belt ever again. The crowd will still like him. Drew Mack, he needs a title to be relevant. Listen, Drew Mack is one of those guys where he's the opposite of Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts did not need a belt to be relevant. Drew Mack needs a belt to be relevant. So he's the opposite. I feel like Seth is like Jake Roberts now. I feel like Seth's character does not need a championship to be relevant. So that's why I feel like Drew Mack is the perfect choice to be the next world champion. It's like, look, why does Drew Mac deserve to be a champion in front of an audience? Did we care about him when he was in front of an audience on SmackDown? Come on, man. Stop living in the past. That was the past. He's not that same Drew Mac anymore. That Drew Mac was corny. That's why he was booed at WrestleMania. He was cringe on a microphone. He was forced down our throats. That was a bad version of Drew Mac. So, what makes you think he deserves a moment to be champion in front of an audience? That's not how this works. That's in the past. Move on. Listen, do not give Drew Mac a championship just to make it up to him for his days in the Thunderdome. That makes zero sense. But overall, I feel like he should be back on Raw. I feel like that's a great spot for him. I felt like it was a mistake to put him on SmackDown because Roman Reigns was on the show. So I feel like that made no sense. Drew Mac was the face of Raw. So why the hell would you put him on SmackDown with Roman Reigns? I feel like that was a bad choice and it kind of brought him down. Listen, man, when you face Roman Reigns, it takes a year to recover because Roman Reigns does not put anybody over. His matches make no sense because at the same time, he makes himself look weak when he needs 3 grown men to beat one guy, right? Okay. By Reigns always cheating to win, it makes you think, okay, does that keep his opponent strong? Maybe. But at the same time, they don't get over. But at the same time, Roman is burying himself. Why do you need 3 grown men to beat one guy? Okay, you keep that guy strong, right? By that same logic, that guy stays strong because it took you your whole group to beat him. But by that same logic, that makes you look weak. Listen, Roman Reigns is the most overrated champion in the history of professional wrestling. Every guy he faces, they don't get over. And he don't get over because he struggles to beat them. So how does that make him a great champion when he struggles against every opponent and he barely beats them by one fluke moment? That means he's a fluke world champion. By that same logic, why not give Dominic the world title? Both those guys are freaking interchangeable, right? What is the difference if Dominic was world champion and Rhea, Finn, and Priest helped him retain his title in all of his matches? What's the difference? In fact, Dominic has more heat than Roman. So I feel like, hell, Dominic should be world champion. At least he has genuine heat with the audience. What the hell is the damn difference? Roman is not earning these victories. Why not have Dominic in that spot? What is the difference between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline helping out Dom and Roman? There's no difference. So why is Reigns special? If you could put anybody in that spot, especially Dominic, there's zero difference. But to get back on Drew Mac should be the next world champion. This is a clean, fresh start for him, and he was kind of teasing being a heel. I feel like all Drew Mac has to do is go back to being the Scottish psychopath. If he goes back to that character and becomes a world champion, I'm telling you, the crowd will start to care about Drew Mac once again. He needs to be repackaged. He has fallen off since going to SmackDown. I knew that was going to be a career killer, going to SmackDown as a mid-carder. being in Roman Reigns' shadow. If like him being on Raw, that's gonna work. So he's my first choice. If it's not Drew Mac, I will go with Bobby Lashley. But my choice is Drew Mac. This is a clean, fresh start to reinvent Drew Mac as a character. And this has zero to do with wanting him to be a champion in front of an audience. Come on, man. Been there, done that. Get over it. That's in the past now, man. He's a different man now. Let's move on. But like I said, Cody Rhodes should not even look at this new title. He should stay focused on Roman Reigns. That's the guy who he should keep on focusing on. Do not talk, do not even look at the new title. That title is not for you. In fact, that title will bury Cody Rhodes. It's like that title, that is a number 2 title. That is a consolation prize title. That title says, hey, I couldn't beat Roman Reigns, so here is my second place title. That new title will bury Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes should stay clear away from that new title. He needs to win the Money in the Bank contract. That's the plan that Cody Rhodes should stay on. Okay, that's it. I'm done.